everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie. This is flosstube number 127, and I'm here with quite a lot of progress, and honestly more progress than I thought I would get. So I'm really happy with everything I did over the last week, and yeah, let me show you what I did. First, normally I start with my travel stitching, but because I did stitch on the project I use as travel stitching at home for one day as well, I'm going to put that on the end because it was yesterday I stitched on it at home, so just putting that in the end. And I'm going to start with the project I stitched on Monday. And on Monday, I always stitch every Monday, at least I try, on my oldest full coverage piece and a golden kite piece. So my three oldest full coverage pieces are all golden kites, so I'm good with that. And the oldest one of those is Color in the Mountains, as I said, by Golden Kite. And yeah, this is going to be the finished piece. I did stitch on it on Monday, as I said, for oldest full coverage piece. And again on Friday and Saturday. Those days in my rotation are WIPGO called Not Finished. WIPGO is basically a bingo board with your projects, and I have my year-end goals on there, so normally every month 2 projects get called. And with my year-end goals on there, I normally don't manage to finish those goals in the month they get called, just because those goals are so big, it's not possible. For example, with Color in Mountains, I have 3 squares on my WIPGO board with Color in Mountains, and each of those squares is 10,000 stitches. I'm not doing 10,000 stitches in a month on this project. So therefore, when those squares are called, but I have not finished my goal on them yet, I have them in my rotation on Friday and Saturday as WIPGO called Not Finished. And last week, this one then got called for that rotation, so I did stitch 3 days on this, since you said last, and I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So basically I stitched in this page over here at the moment. I'm doing diagonal pages. Page 6 is finished. So now I'm stitching in this page down here. And as I said, I stitched 3 days on this. So last time I said 3 columns would be amazing. I did about 1.5. And I knew that would happen because on Friday and Saturday, both days, I had a late shift, and late shifts are not good for stitching time. Somehow I don't manage a lot of stitching when I have late shifts, so yeah, I knew this was probably going to happen. On Monday I actually finished the first column, so the second column, the one I just started, happened then on Friday and Saturday. So, well, but yeah, finished that completely and am now stitching on this, and I'm just so happy with this. I think 3 more columns afterwards will give me a page finish. You can see I have stitched a few stitches in that column already, just because I had such short lengths of thread left over that I would have to be parked in the next column. But it wasn't worth it to park those, so I finished those stitches and then cut the thread, or threw the last bit of the thread away. But yeah, this is Color in the Mountains. I have now finished the first 10,000 stitches for this year. The beginning of the year I estimated I need around 30,000 to finish this project, and to finish this project is my year-end goal. So I am now a third through with my goal, and the year is already half done. I have to pick up the pace a little bit with this project to actually get it done. It is stitched on a 25 count even weave. I'm stitching 2/110 stitch, needleminders from Danka Designs. And yeah, of course, I'm going to stitch on it today again, and hopefully today I will be able to actually get this column done. But we get to plans in a bit. I do not have a whole lot of plans this time, just because, but yeah, we'll talk about that in the end. I think that's probably better. Yeah, so I only got 1.5 columns done, but I'm still very happy with that, just because I knew those days weren't good stitching days, and I still got quite a bit done. So the next day was Tuesday, And on Tuesday, I then stitch on my oldest non-full coverage piece. And at the moment, that is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. So this is going to be the finished piece. And I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And with her, I'm just so happy. Oh, let me show you what I did. So this is where she's at right now. So as you can see, I finally finished that part over here, which was my goal for the last, I think, 3 weeks. I then moved into border, and I actually finished the whole border, even with the beads. There are some petite red beads and those bigger beads in the corner. I finished that. Then I moved to those stone steps around her dress and stitched those. And one of those steps is backstitched, so I also did the adjoining stitches in her dress. So over here there were some few gray stitches. Actually, the backstitch was 2 strands of floss with color 413, I think, and the next stitches were the same color, also with 2 strands, so I just did those at the same time. And over here I actually needed some very light turquoise to actually backstitch that part. So I did those, and then I did those 2 steps on the bottom, and with the leftover thread I had over there, I then moved into her dress, did a bit more up here, and over here, those I think were leftover thread from this part. And I think I did also a bit more of the black around here from my leftover thread in the border. So yeah, really happy. Finished everything in the background, completely finished the border, even with beads. And now I just have her dress left. It is a big dress, a very big dress. But it's just a dress, and I have started a little bit, and now I'm probably going to do the highest symbol missing, then do 1 length of thread in that color, and then work my way further down. And whenever I have a decent amount of beads missing, but the rest around this is completely stitched, I'm going to do those beads, and then I move further along with stitching. Just because I do not want to have all the beads in the end. There will be so many beads, especially down here. There are like blocks of beads, and I don't want to do those at the end. That's just not happening. So yeah, we will see. Oh, I'm just really, really happy with her. She is stitched on a 32 count gray linen. I don't know which gray. I bought the fabric before I kept track, so I have no idea. She stitched 2/2 full crosses with all the called for materials. I also do the skin 2/2 instead of the 1/1 that a lot of people like to do, and I love the way it looks. I'm just way too lazy to do it myself. So yeah, 2/2 for everything, and the needleminders from Denker Designs. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy to now just need to do the dress, just filling that in. It would help. It will take quite some time to finish that dress, but I'm just very happy to have finally finished that background. It's kind of a new checkpoint to do, and yeah, happy about that. Okay, next was another whip go call not finished rotation. And for that, Norwegian Ship Under Sail, the small edition, also by Golden Kite, got called. So this is going to be the finished piece, and I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So with this one, I'm doing diagonal pages as well. And at the moment, I'm working in page, I think it's page 10. The second page on the second row. And so far, I have been working in part threads. So basically, from the bottom up, I work the part threads in that column everywhere where the color is in that column, and then park it in the next. And I think I did 200 stitches, or about 200 stitches every day, which for this project is all right. It takes so much brain power, so much time, and I think both of those days I've had to work. So I'm really happy with that. It is stitched. On an 18 count antique white Ada, I'm stitching 2/1 full crosses. Needleminder is from Danka Designs. And with this one, I kind of keep track of how many stitches I already have done, how many I still need to do, because I do not want to end with this as my only project left and 5,000 stitches still to do. That's just not going to happen. So basically 100 stitches every day for me is a good number. I can do that in about 1.5 stitches, I think, 1.5 hours, I think. So that would be a great number. In the end, if a lot of my other goals are already done and I only have a few projects left, I want to come back to this and do 100 stitches every day until I'm done with my goal. So I kind of keep track of that, considering I want to finish this my goal on this till the end of the year. How many days of stitching are still left to do if I do at least 100 stitches every day? And then I kind of count backwards from New Year's Eve and keep track of that. And if I get closer to the date I counted, I'm going to start doing 100 stitches every day. So far, that date where I have to start with 100 stitches every day is now in October. I have finally left September and I'm now in October with those 400 stitches or about 400 stitches I did in my last rotation. So that's nice. Yeah, still keeping track of that. During July, there should be a lot of progress on this one, but I talk about that during plans as well. And as soon as I finish this page over here, which is super confetti heavy, and I think after this column there are 3 or 4 more columns, but then I move down into this page and there's a lot more of the sky, and that's faster. It's just this page is so confetti heavy. And I think even coming back up here after I finish that page, there's quite a bit more of the sky before I touch the next sails. So yeah, that's faster then. It's just those sails are crazy confetti heavy. Like absolutely confetti heavy. Don't know if you can see it, but right now I did stitch a little bit of those light beige colors for the normal sail color, but I also had those dark colors for basically the bottom of the sail where the shadows lie. But I also had bluish colors over here from the next sails over here that throw the shadow over there. It's not as dark a shadow as those down here, so therefore it's lighter and bluish. I also have those colors of the sky in between those sails, so another different color range. And also those connecting parts of the sails, which are a brownish color, so once again another color range. So many different colors, and each of those color ranges has a ton of colors, and a lot of them are blended colors, and yeah, that just takes a lot of time, and I'm really looking forward to getting to that page down here. It should get better. But I really enjoy this piece and I enjoy the look of it. I mean, those sails, they look amazing. It's just intense stitching. Let's say it's intense. I think that fits. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to put that away. And then we talk about the last project I stitched on, which is my trawl stitching, normally. But I also did stitch on it yesterday at home because it got chosen. Sunday is, in my rotation, is the day I stitch on a random project. With random project, I mean a project I have not yet finished my year-end goal on it. And this week, my travel project got chosen. My travel project is Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. This is going to be the finished piece. And I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is another one I'm just very, very excited about because I basically have finished the border. I'm so happy. Last time we talked, I told you it would be amazing to actually do all the krennic and beads and stuff in the border. That did not happen. I did not finish any beads. I did not stitch any beads. But I did stitch all of the krennic over here in all of that part of the border. I also stitched all those motifs down here and the framework of the border. I did not do any backstitching. So those motifs down here are not yet backstitched. And also the framework down here is not yet backstitched. So basically, there are now 3 parts of the border. Up to around here, the border is completely done. With krennic, with beads, with the spider webs, with all the backstitching, all completely done. Then I have the next part up to around here, where the backstitching and the krennic and all the stitching is done, but I'm still missing the beads and nothing else. And then I have this part of the border, the bottom part, where I have the stitching and the krennic done, but the backstitching is missing, and the spider webs in the corner are missing, and the beads are missing. I'm getting closer. This is going to continue as my travel piece, and as I said before, I'm not taking beads with me to work or anywhere I go to use it as travel stitching. So, going forward on this piece, I'm going to backstitch those motifs and the framework down here until that's completely done. And I also will do the spider webs in the corner until everything missing in the border will be just beads. Whenever that's done, and if I have some more travel time left, I will then move into the picture up here, probably first finish the tree, and then move into the man and the horse. So that's basically the plan with that. Whenever I get to stitch on it back at home, once again, I then do all the beads in the border. I did not want to do the beads, especially around here, before I do the backstitching, because my thread while backstitching would then always be caught in the beads and it would annoy me to no end. So I decided to just leave the beads off for now, instead concentrate on finishing the framework, and yeah, now I can continue with backstitching. This is stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Haunted by Picture This Plus. I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses with the called for anchor colors, and the needleminder is from Denker Designs. And I'm so happy. I really can't wait to get into the picture and to finally finish it maybe soonish. This is another one where my goal for this year is to finish the project. So I have to get going, and I really want to get going, and I have so much fabric left down here. So maybe I can use that for something else, but that's not the point. I'm just really, really happy with how it's turning out, and yeah, I love stitching on it. It will be sad to have finished it, but I'm also really looking forward to finishing it. So that's the point with a lot of my projects. I feel like that basically with all of them. Okay, that's everything I stitched on. So now let's move to plans. And I don't really have an idea about plans, so I talk about everything I know, and the rest I just leave off. I know I'm going to stitch on Color in the Mountains today because it's Monday. I know that I will try to stitch on Raven Queen tomorrow. Basically, my cousin gets married on Friday. And for that, I need to travel through basically the whole of Germany to get there. And because that's where my parents live, I'm probably going to go a little bit earlier. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday, maybe only Thursday. I have no clue yet. So far, the plan is tomorrow I stitch on Raven Queen, which whatever time I have to do that. And then I'm going to go to my parents. And I'm going to take 2 12 stitching pieces, just because at my parents it might happen that I really have a lot of time and can take my stuff wherever I want to take it and really have the space for stitching. So I want to take a little bit of a bigger project as well. I'm going to take Color in Mountains and Sleepy Hollow with me. If I only have a little bit of time, I'm going to stitch on Sleepy Hollow or not a lot of space or something like that. If I do have the space and at the time, I'm going to stitch on Coloring Months. If I leave later than tomorrow, I'm going to stitch on Norwegian Ship Under Sail. Because I had no clue when I'm going to leave and everything like that, I just, for my rotation, I used the Tiny Decisions app to find out which projects to stitch on. I have different wheels on there and all that. And this time for Wednesday and Thursday, there's a work called Not Finished rotation, and Friday and Saturday, there's one. And I do choose two different, or I spin the wheel twice for each of the rotation ones. So I might get two different projects. This week I got the same project twice. And it both times was Norwegian Ship Under Sail. So if I have any more time at home before I leave, I'm stitching on Norwegian Ship Under Sail. I'm also thinking about taking Norwegian Ship Under Sail with me, because on Friday, the 1st of July, the Tour de France challenge in the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group starts. Basically, you stitch along with the Tour de France. And I think the challenge goes from the 1st of July till the 24th. And every day you have a specific stitch count you're supposed to do. You can not start early, but you then can stitch ahead when you start on the 1st. And you also can catch up when you fall behind. The stitch count every day is, I think, between 13 stitches and 220 stitches. I want to do that, want to stitch on those, basically the day you're supposed to stitch on those. You have 3 off days. But it starts on the 1st of July when I'm at my parents', because I have no clue when I'm going to come back. So I'm really thinking about taking Norwegian Ship Under Sail with me as well. But that would mean a lot of floss to take. So maybe I then leave Coloring Months at home. I'm not sure yet, because I really want to keep up with the Tour de France challenge, because, as I said, 200 stitches a day on this project is basically the whole day. And I only want to do it as a bonus stitching and not as the only project I stitch on. But if I fall behind and maybe have to do on one of those off days 400 stitches, that's probably not going to work. So I really don't want to fall behind. I'm really torn, if you might notice. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. If I'm going to take all of those projects and just basically take all of my floss, or if I'm going to sort through and just take the floss I need, or... yeah, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So basically, it's going to be a surprise what projects I then take with me and which I don't. I think I'll be back on Monday. But I'm not sure about that either, because a friend of mine and me, we then have about a week of vacation together. And we're really bad at planning. So far, there's nothing planned. So we might do something together and I won't be back on Monday. Or I might be back on Monday and we go on vacation later on. I have no clue. So we'll see about that. Yeah. I'm going to keep you informed. So I might be back next week or I might be back in 2 weeks. We'll see about that. I hope you have a wonderful time till then. And I see you when I'm back. Bye.